Hello. When we practice into the alignment of the elements through the Dharma method as well as the vortex meditation, we consider the five voices. So it's a work about observing what are those voices within us. And it's those voices that sometimes we're like, ooh, what's going on? What do you need? So it's like we have the voice that is coming from the needs, that the voice that say, okay, you need to have a good base, you need to have the money, you need to have the good health, you need to have all this aspect that is really your base, your foundation. And that voice, many people are aware of it and take good care of it. And some people sometimes would deny that voice and just deny a bit like of their needs, their own personal need. But when we speak about the earth element, that voice is really like more the surviving needs, the grounding needs, the home, the space, and all that aspect. Then when we enter into the other voice, the voice of the water, is the voice of the emotions. Is learning to also listen to that voice, because we do have also emotional needs. We have the voice that is the intuitive voice. It is that voice that comes from the inner child. And you can perceive that voice coming from inside of your gut. It's like sometimes you have a sense of intuition, a gut feeling that is telling you, yes, that's where I should be. That's my emotional value at the moment. That how I can listen to what feels right for me. And allowing to honor that voice is very important in our life, because many times we may just deny our emotional balance or emotional values due to expectation, or because we would love to be somewhere else or do something, so we would deny these emotional values in our life. So that voice of the emotion is really key in our life as well. Then we have the other voice, that is the voice of the heart, and the voice of what inspires us, that makes our heart sing, that it's like the voice that just also listen to our own feelings and observe, like, how do you feel? And does that nourish your heart? Does that make you feel good? And sometimes we feel the heart going somewhere, but our needs calling that to another place. And emotionally we feel trapped because we would like to be closer or into an environment where there are emotional values that are more aligned with us. So it's already like three of those first voices. We have five of them that we consider like five fingers, five elements. So we always consider those five voices as we go through dharmic guidance and this awakening within us. Then the voice of the heart, then really also listening to our feelings, to listen to our heart's calling, and what really uplifts us, inspires us. Then we have the other voice, that is the voice of the mind. The mind is sometimes stuck into core belief, like I am that way, that's the way I am, that's the way I live my life. And that just that voice that is so strong that sometimes cannot hear anything anymore, that cannot be sensitive to oneself of the moment, and not even also sensitive to others. So it's like that voice. And now that we speak between the fire and the air, there is just a light here coming up and down, so we bring it back. So you have that voice of the mind. The mind is like, observe if your mind is serving your heart, if your voice, your communication is aligned also with what does your gut feeling says, and also if your mind listen to your needs, and if your mind can allow yourself to communicate clearly with other people, as you can be very aware and mindful of your environment, honoring your emotional values and also your voice. And then there is the spiritual. It's like this subtle connection that just allow you to feel that interconnectedness with the world around you. So sometimes we have the spiritual voice bringing us somewhere, but then our needs are calling us to another place. And then the voice of the fire and our feelings would like to be there. But then the mind tells us, no, you should do that because that's what you believe that it should be. And sometimes it can be very stubborn. So the idea into those process is to observe those five voices. And the main stress we experience in life is not always like stress because of work, stress because of traffic, stress because of the certain relationships. It's mainly because there is a stress between some of those inner voices. And when you learn to balance those five voices, it's like an inner committee. You bring those voices together at a round table. And we bring them, we organize them in a map, and we observe which voice says what and how we can bring them into an understanding so that they can work together and serve your well-being, and from there also serve and support others around you. So I invite you to explore those 5 voices, balance them, nourish them, and grow from there. Let really yourself allow a well-being and also a clear communication in between all those different aspects of yourself within you and also in your relationship and into your life. Thank you so much for your attention.